Do you remember we just talked about asbestos? And what a wonderful, wonderful thing it was in 1950? Okay, well the problem was that these little itty-bitty pieces of asbestos, a mineral, would get into our lungs, and then 10, 20, 30 years later, we have lung cancer. We don't know how long it's going to take if that is in fact a problem. So when we've got these little teeny tiny beads of product, and what effect? Now I want to bring up another thing. I do this because many years ago I was in Florida and I worked for a guy that put together fiberglass kits for hobby projects. It would have different grades of fiberglass matting in it and all that sort of thing. And we would put these kits together and whatever. And one of the products we had was a fiberglass that was like a powder almost. And remember I said I was in Florida where it gets like 100 degrees and about 120% humidity. Yeah. Well, we had made a bunch of packets of these hobby things to send out for sale. And the next day, my wife and I took our kids to Disney World. And of course, it's crowded, and it's hot, and it's humid. And all of a sudden, my arms started turning red and itching, and I thought I was going to go out of my mind. Nothing I could do would relieve it. And you know what it was? It was fiberglass particles that got under my skin. Now, today we use fiberglass everywhere in everything, and we've got workers that do insulation work in buildings and stuff, and they have these big guns and they blow this stuff. So we don't know really, but in my opinion, if I'm looking for a future issue, I think fiberglass well could do it. Because anything that's going to irritate the skin that much, if it's ingested, who knows?
We got silicone now, you're saying.
That's exactly right. Silicosis, yeah. So, but you know what, if you think about it, if you look back in history and you say, oh my gosh, let's see, the little tiny pieces of stuff that can get into our systems, and then we have the little asbestos and sand and all of these things. Maybe we should think about what we're manufacturing and what we're breathing and all that sort of thing, and start really taking a look at that. Nanotechnology products may be able to destroy cancer cells and neutralize pollutants. They're used in skin creams, cosmetics, sunscreens, antimicrobial agent in toothpaste, food additives, textiles, electronic products, self-cleaning surface coatings. Well, you know what that sounds like? It sounds like asbestos in 1950 because it's used everywhere in everything, and we don't know anything about it from a standpoint of the medical issues. So I want you to think about all of the guys and the ladies that you insure that have anything to do with those